So in today's video, I'm not going to show you how to build a building. No, anybody can make the building. That's all done just like the pole building next to it. What I wanted to show you was my solution for the door, because this is the highest I could go to get enough pitch on the roof. To get the boat in, I didn't want to break off the windshield. So rather than going up with the door that might get caught, I put it on the side. Now they made doors like this before springs were invented, like you could have a garage door that rolled up. So this is what I'm going to feature today in today's video. Show you how I built that. If you're interested, go ahead and watch the rest of the video. So you've been wondering what I've been doing the month of July. Well, I built a boathouse. Not a houseboat, a boathouse. Place to store the boat. And I ran it off of the existing building. I got a whole bunch of cleanup to do here, so don't ding me for that. And why didn't I go all the way? Well, the well is sitting under that tire there. If you ever have to pull a well, you don't want a building over the top of it. And I hosted a family picnic at my place. We're going to have a end of summer party, so I'm not going to take all this apart yet, but those are the things I've been doing in July. So as you saw what I've made, this is how we did it. We've got our top cap, that's as high as all of it can be, so the opening needs to stay that high. So I have two rails to be able to do that, and two trucks. The trucks are what attach to the door and roll down the rail. Obviously they'll be that direction. So the first thing I want to do is take that rail off, and I'll notch that out so this rail will fit up inside. That way I don't lose any clearance. Sound good? All right, let me get to it. So I've got that piece of metal up there. You see I have two helping hands holding that in place. Now I can get up here and mark it where I need to cut those off. And I'll set the blade on the saw to cut as deep as the channel is here. That way it'll all be recessed, and I can put that board back over the front of it. Obviously these will need to be drilled up into the 2x6, but there's time for that yet. Let's get all of these cut first, all right? And if you're doing this on an old shed that you didn't build, you do want to make sure it's level. So those are a couple of things you're going to need to do to put one of these 1800s doors on. Then it is as easy as setting your saw, which it happens to be 1 7/8. That looks good. We'll lock that in place. We'll go cut one out and see if our measurements are correct. Then it's as easy all right. Where'd my hammer go? Give that a whack. That looks like it's fairly straight grain. Oh yeah. And we can clean that up with the chisel. Anything that looks like it might still be in the way. Looks pretty good though. I'll get the rest of them cut and be right back with you. Now that I have them all cut out, I can put the helping hands back in place. There we go. We'll set that metal up there See how it fits. Next thing we can do, if we like that, we'll go ahead and mark the metal to be able to drill up into each one of those beams. Sound good? We'll get it up here and look at it. Yeah, right, we got that in place, and we may need to move it down to the end, but we'll measure out the second track. That takes a special path itself. I'll show you. So what I'm attempting to do here, I've got my 2x8 on top of the ladders. That's going to go from that back corner up to this corner, about the 6 or 7 inch mark out from the pole. That way, as the door opens, it'll give a good swing in as this track here moves along as the door rolls down that track. Got it? Well, I'm hoping I got it. So I'm going to need to put a helping hand right there. That way I can lift this beam and get it to here so I can figure out how far to saw it to fit the board there. Sound good? Oh, I'll show you. All right. I've got a temporary helping hand right here. That's holding that up in place at the height I want it. Now we'll go down there, mark that, cut it so it fits to the beam right there. Sound good? So I've got that piece cut out. This will fit into there, but I gotta notch that out because I gotta get it up that much higher. So I've got that notched out, I've got that cut. Yeah, we're nice and snug. I just gotta pop it up with a hammer, put a screw in, hold it in place, and then we'll do a test glide with that rail. Sound good? So, are you getting the idea yet? This one will be attached to the door here. It'll slide in, letting the rest of the door slide in. The only thing I have to get around is that tongue. So we got plenty of room here to let that door slide right against the wall. We are at an angle, it has to be, for this to work smoothly. Right now it is a little too long, but that's perfect. We'll get this one slid right up against there, and we'll check this out. I'll put a board on, see how well that works. So this board is too long, but it'll give you an idea. This will be out to the front after it's the right size over there, but you would come to this corner, start the door opening. We'll get over here so you can see that'll miss the tongue of the trailer as it slides around, and you can quickly see, of course I've got that cleat in the way, but you can see that door will clear. It'll end up against that wall. That's the way they did it in the 1800s. We're going to try it. Well, we're not going to try it, we're doing it on this build. So a quick update before I put this board back over the front of this. I have these all drilled up into the rafter pieces. I've got this cut off to the angle so it fits. It'll run into the board so it won't go any farther than that. It'll attach to the back side of the door and be able to roll in. I have to do that one backwards because this is the proper way, just so I can give it a reach. So I've got this set in place. I've got that on the second rib in. That's 48 inches, 4 foot. And we'll try this out. So that end has to push in. As you can see here, this door has missed the tongue. That was the important part. You can see it rolls in But right now I'm running into that rib right there, so I can move the end of the track towards the center of the building about 1 inch, and the door will miss that rib. Sound good? We're getting it together though. I think it's going to work well. What do you think? So I'm happy with where that rolls past without hitting anything. We have to make sure it's level because we're building everything off of this track where it sits. If you start out crooked, your door is going to be crooked. So I'll go ahead and drill that out, put lags in, we'll be good to go. Ooh, it's hot outside, so I'm inside cutting half away. That way I cut the notches out of the other side. Everything will fit together nicely and everything will be flush, making it easier to put this door skin on. So I put the bottom board up against the top board so I could mark out where the cuts would be so the half joints would fit together. It'll be stronger that way. And yes, wouldn't you know, I can move that, I guess, or I can just take it off, cut it out, put it through the 2 pieces. It'll be beautiful. We'll do that. Yes, I took it down. It was going to be easier. So it cooled down. The sun's going down. We got the door all together. As you can see, this is how much will stick out. That's a full 38 inch that sticks out. But the close, I have the drill set where the trailer tongue would be, so it has to be able to miss that as we're closing. So keep an eye on that. As we're opening and closing, the tongue of the trailer. There we go. What do you think? Get some metal panels on here to kind of mimic what the roll-up doors do. I'm going to put a piece of that clear PVC up here so I can get light, but it works. What do you think? I think I'll go ahead and move that wheelbarrow out of the way. Get the boat pulled back in there. All right, the boat is in. I got it a little bit that way, but as you can see, it skirts right around the tongue of that trailer. That's all you can ask for. Putting on the trim will be easy. You can finish this corner. That's why the metal isn't wrapped on the end yet. We'll go ahead and put the panels on that tomorrow, and we'll be ready for boat storage. Gotta keep it out of the sun. We don't need that rain on it either. So Wonderful Wife says, is this door going to match the other doors? Well, I guess that means it should be the same color anyway. Just because it's opening differently. As you can see, the panel that's on here is going to work. So there is the door all skinned. And this is as far open as it goes. Because of the telephone pole here, I can't get in all that close anyway, and there's plenty of room to get the boat in. And the door closes easily. What do you think? I have a latch over here so the wind doesn't grab it. But as you can see, I've got light The reason I used one 24-inch panel is because the height of these, I only lost 1 inch when I cut this off of this piece. It worked out perfect. I didn't have a lot of extra lost metal. Matter of fact, that's how much I lost to get the top even with the wood. Not bad, huh? So in review, this door worked out just the way I had expected it to. Making sure that wheel on the outward edge is in far enough will give you more swing in, leaving me room for that boat tongue. The farther it is to that end, the more it swings in. So just keep that in mind when you're setting up for what you're doing. Maybe you've got a car in there and you need more swing. I have it at the 48-inch mark. You go to 50, leaving more swing out, but you got to remember what leaves outside when it is open will be larger as well. It'll hold the load. That whole door, 2x4s, metal and all, is probably 150 pounds. Those wheels are rated for much more than that. That track, everything's going to be good to go. So give me a thumbs up if this is going to work for you. Leave me a comment. I love reading the comments. And we'll catch you next time. But I've got to finish the corner of this building.